The weather is cold and windy as you walk to Sophie's apartment. As a vampire, it doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. Just as you come to the door of Sophie's building, she storms out, murmuring into her phone. Yes, I know, don't worry, I trust you to handle it. I've heard Sophie talk to her associates before. It's always the same, generalities and vague suggestions. It makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. Sophie's dressed to kill, but there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make a good impression. A black car with tinted windows is waiting for her in the front of the door. A chauffeur steps out to open the car door for her. Sophie notices you. I'm good here in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you'd gotten rid of that reporter. Turns out he's still here, snooping around. Sophie is very good at communicating disappointment. She doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she's unhappy to have to return to this issue. I'll take care of it. I thought he was gone. For sure, he didn't seem very brave. Sometimes cowards are even worse than those with a backbone. They're sneakier. The reporter talked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw the reporter out. He showed old pictures of me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, if you understand. Sophie disappeared into the car, and the chauffeur closes her door behind her. He watched as the sleek vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic. Just one anonymous car among the many. Best sit down somewhere and devise a plan of action. You go to a nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from a steely-eyed Latina waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Dougherty to her on the off chance she's seen something. Just as she's about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eye. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the window to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide out of the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table, mumbling something to a waitress. You step outside. Trust in the power of the blood. Let's go with that. For reporter, Frank isn't terribly observant. You keep your distance, hiding behind people and cars, but he doesn't look around. It seems like he wants to find a private nook to inspect the photos he took tonight. An alley. He ducks in and you follow.
Oh God, it's you! Oh God, it's you again. Please, I walk it on a different side, I swear!
Frank retreats deeper into the alley. Let's have a friendly chat. In case you won't mind, a little friendly chat.
I'm all about being friendly. Okay, I'm sorry I tried to bullshit you, just tell me how can I help you.
I thought we agreed there's no story. You're a player, trust you to match. Why are you here? You're sneaking around with the camera again. Why?
I'm a reporter. I report. This is my job. Look, I don't want in trouble. I can see you to use serious. There's something to Sophie like me. I think you know what it is.
You take a long, hard look at Frank Dougherty. He's a tenacious man, but not brave. After last time you met, you were sure he had been dealt with. Why did he find the courage to come back here again? Why can't I just kill him? That's what we do. That's what vampires do. Why can't I just kill him? He is a nuisance and nobody will miss him. It's not like this is a moral dilemma or something. He is really just a waste. Is it worth the pain? What's your real angle? Don't you have better stories to chase? Don't you have better stories to investigate? Corruption, financial fraud, political scandals?
That's the kind of story I used to do before I lost everything.
The second Frank looks lost, like a little boy who doesn't know where to go. And he recovers.
But you can't keep him down. I'm a reporter to my dying breath. Hell, if I don't have this job, I'll start a blog and do it for free. Anything to get the facts out.
How are you gonna put the food on the table, though? I almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. Is this blackmail? You already sunk pretty low, Frank, but blackmail? That's rock bottom. You sure you want to go that far?
No, I still have my pride. I've never done this work for money. It's a lifestyle. A calling.
Yeah, well, he's put you in the gutter. You call him to blackmail.
I'm not gonna ask you material for blackmail. Give it a rest. Sometimes I just need extra money, that's all.
Where does this extra money come from? Now we're finally getting somewhere. That's a bit so difficult, Frank.
There's a guy. He's paying me, that's all. But I can't talk about that.
Also, I was right. It is about how does he put food on the table. Think of Frank dry, push Frank for information, or for Frank to work for you. I'm not exactly sure what my money situation is, but I doubt I have a lot. All in all, I don't remember any mention of it before, so if he works for me... He's tenacious with that. It might be helpful. Tell you what, Frank, I'll make this easy for you. Work for me and I'll make your life easier. I want to know who's after Sophie Langley and you can get me that information. Who knows, maybe this will become a lasting and lucrative relationship. Frank is taken aback by your suggestion. Still, he clearly needs a friend.
I don't know. I mean, if there are people leaning on me, they won't take kindly to it if I help someone else.
I know how valuable you are. But yeah, if he's working for someone else, I think killing him will only prompt him to dig harder, so yeah, can't really do that right now. Nonsense, I know how valuable you are. Let me help you, Frank.
I suppose I shouldn't say no to that. Tell you what, next time something comes up, I'll give you a call. Maybe I'll have something you can do for me as well.
Quid pro quo. What else is there?
I am a pro.
Frank hesitates for a second as if he was going to say something more. He takes one last look at you, turns and leaves the alley, disappearing into a crowd. You were left wondering whether that was a good choice. Frank is not reliable when much is clear, but perhaps you can benefit from him anyway. Isn't that what kind of do? Play people and turn them into puppets? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, actually. I mean, yeah, I doubt I can rely on him, but it's still an interesting way to go about this. Blood sources. See the invitation to meet with someone Cathedral of Divine. D'Angelo, yeah. Let's go with blood magic. Still, I'm kinda curious about Tomica. I am a little saddened that she is not appearing. You arrived at the address given to you by Sophie, a small bookstore smack dab in the middle of Broadway of all places. What really catches you off guard though is the store's display. From what I've heard about the Tremere, they are famous for their ties to the occult and the mystical. And yet now, looking at the oddball collection of items in the display window, it all feels borderline satirical. The books here cover everything from... I don't know that word. Practices and homeopathy to wellness and self-motivation. The vaguely amusing juxtapositions don't add up there either. You notice a copy of Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible tucked behind a cheap smiling Buddha. A scientific journal on hematology sits next to a teen-oriented pamphlet on the blood-type personality theory. A number of religious and quasi-religious symbols, lockets, pins, and various emblazoned paraphernalia. There's supposed to be an E here. I haphazardly stern across the display between the tomes. Before you open the door, you can smell the burning incense, and hear the carnivorous-tinged music seeping through the crackling speaker mounted above the entrance. It's much more quaint than what you expected from what Sophie told you about the so-called warlocks. It doesn't look like they have much interest in impressing outsiders. And again, if there's something you've learned this past few nights, it's what appearances can be deceiving. At this time of night, the shop appears to be closed, regardless you ring the bell. You hear someone shuffling around inside. A brief moment later, the latch slides and the door is pushed open just a few inches. Tired-looking blonde in loose clothes appears in a crack. She seems confused, like you just woke her up. She lets out a yawn, scratching at her tattooed neck. Finally, she squints in your general direction. Her pierced lip curves into an awkward smile. Is Agathon in? Here for call advice. I'm looking for a guy named Agathon. Is he around? The girl gives you a suspicious look over, but opens the door. She takes a few steps back, and you hear footsteps coming from behind a floral curtain that covers the back door. A bespectacled, smart-looking woman emerges and looks straight at you. Come and follow me. Just don't touch anything, please. You follow her through the store. Inside, as expected, the stuffy air smells of sandalwood, frankincense, and a dozen of other aromas. Woman leads you behind the curtain through the back door onto a rickety staircase. A flight of steps. Okay, just want to take a small look around. This statue creeped me out a little bit. I was like, what the hell is this? Is it gonna jump at me? A flight of steps takes you up to the second story. You instantly notice the change in decor as the tacky New Age bookstore gives way to something resembling a cross between a library and a workshop. The smell here is strong too, but much more layered. You're not sure what to make of it at first, but with each whiff it becomes apparent. Blood. The aroma frost subtle at first, soon becomes overpowering. It takes you a moment to adapt and focus. I don't think you know who you're speaking with. Still, an introduction is in order. My name is Aislinn Starbridge, and I am the High Regent of a chantry of 5 boroughs. You're a Joe, correct? Well, I'm sorry I don't have pretentious names like yours. I have to say you're lucky the ward outside the building is only there for notification tonight. Otherwise it would have been quite unpleasant. To answer your question, Agathon is here, but he's hard at work and I won't want to disturb him. You might understand this is a social visit. Very much so. High Regent sounds important. Hiding above an occult bookstore, really? Sorry, I just can't get over the fact that you're using this place as a front. I mean, an occult bookstore? Talk about keeping a low profile. I realize you're still new to this whole thing, so I'll take that as a youthful ignorance and not some misguided attempt at sarcasm. It was sarcasm. The deepest place is under the candlestick. You've seen the display. Tell me it's not the last place you'd look for an actual mystic. Now, what I don't enjoy is schooling clueless neonates, but may I ask what it is you're here for? I was expecting to find Agathon here. Sophie mentioned Agathon to me. I heard good things about Agathon. Well, I thought I'd drop in and see how much of it was true. I peed into your vanity. How very original. You better step up your game, Fledgling, or New York will eat you right up. Sunday man enters from side room. He doesn't even look at you, lost in his own thoughts. I have it, Aislinn. I know how to find it. He catches himself as he notices you. His face turns sour. A visitor? Yeah, we were just discussing you, in fact. Is that so? Sophie Langley recommended you. Yeah, that guy looks more like Gangrel. I mean, look, wild hair, angry look on his face, kinda buff. Kinda, not too buff. Sophie Langley recommended you. I'm looking for allies. Let me introduce you to myself. I believe he'll know who I am soon enough. As a Bruch, I don't think authority is a good idea, so I'm looking for allies. I'm looking for allies in the city. I was wondering if you'd consider teaming up. Teaming up? He seems very confused by the notion. What for? Could a company assist you in your work? For a company, what else? I could assist you in your work. It can be quite helpful knowing I can count on someone to return the favor. Is that right? He seems to consider it when turned to Aislinn. Hey, Regent, may I ask your advice on this? Aislinn looks at you with a nary sign of emotion. I believe that you are more than capable of carrying out your task, my child. I do not think any assistance will be necessary. Odd enough, he seems somewhat disappointed. Your confidence in me is appreciated, High Regent. It has been earned. So it's settled then. I would kindly ask you to leave Fledgling. We have many matters to discuss, matters not meant for undiscerning ears. Both of the warlocks look at you expectantly. Yeah, well, fuck you too. Okay, that's the most brutal thing to say. Apologies for the inconvenience. Wait, I didn't mean any disrespect. I don't want to blow it like with Hope, so... Like with Hope, yeah, I just genuinely got creeped out. These guys, I'm actually interested where this is gonna go. Wait, please, I didn't mean any disrespect. I'm sorry if I started off on the wrong foot. You only got one shot at first impression, and you've missed yours by a mile, so if you can think of anything clever to say, now would be a good time. Otherwise, you would know where the door is. I offered my help if you need it. What can I say to make it up to you? I was hoping for a partnership. She's clearly fine on her own. I really can't read her. I don't know what I can say to just please her. I think I was hoping this could be more of a partnership. For now it feels more like a job interview. We're not exactly on equal footing here. Jason and Agathon both turn to you in a manner what almost looks choreographed. Their faces turn sour and you can tell you've pushed their buttons. Oof. Okay, that was a bad choice then. No. No, we're absolutely not. Who put that ridiculous notion into your head? Was it Langley? If so, she's more audacious than I thought. You come to us offering nothing of value and expect us to engage on equal terms? So naive. I have a feeling you'll find life to be a cruel teacher, fledgling. Alas, I don't think you will be learning anything from us. You look to Agathon with hope that his opinion will differ, but the stern look on his face doesn't bode well.
Agreed, Head Regent. We wasted enough time tonight.
Yes, I would ask that you leave. Definitely this time. Seeing as you missed your chance to change their minds, you leave them to their scheming.